Hey everybody, welcome to my new YouTube channel. This is Mr. Sally Does Art. Yeah! Okay, I gotta pick those up. Today what I'm doing is I'm taking these markers, this pencil, and this eraser. There's also a sharpener around here somewhere. I promise I do have one. And I'm going to be drawing an ice dragon. So I'm going to be drawing a dragon with cool colors. So real quick, let's talk about the difference between warm and cool colors. So good example here, right here in my box of 10 markers that I bought from the grocery store for less than $3. Good old Crayola brand, yellow box. Let me pull out the markers here. Let's talk about temperature with color. So green, violet, blue, those three colors make up the cool color family. Then you also have orange, yellow, red that make up warm colors. I'm already messing this up. So warm colors and cool colors, they kind of exist in their own little worlds. Warm colors are obviously warm. You think of fire, you think of summer. Then you have cool colors. You think of snow, you think of ice, you think of the winter. And so by dividing colors up this way with temperature, we get a different kind of mood or feel with our artwork. So what I want to do today is I want to take these colors and I want to draw an ice dragon. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I pulled up this image here on good old Google search. Whenever I'm doing a drawing, I will always do some sort of research and try to figure out what I want it to look like. And the most important thing is thinking about how I want it to look in the end and how the reference images are going to help me get to that final product. You don't want to draw exactly what you see. You want to change it up. As an artist, we're using our imaginations, we're using our spatial thinking, and we're trying to change the composition in some way. Composition means the way everything's arranged. So I'm going to draw this dragon, but I'm going to change it up a little and make it my own. So here I have my dragon. You can see I already started the front half, and I wanted to demonstrate a little bit on how I draw. So I'm going to recreate that just real quick. So let me show you that. So I'm kind of going backwards here because I'm new to this and I already erased my first video, so who knows, I'll probably erase this one too. But what I want to do is just show you real quick. When I'm first getting down my idea of what I want to draw on the page, what I do is I will sketch it very lightly. So notice how I'm holding my pencil here. I'm holding it kind of at the back, and this is lightly. When I was first taught how to draw like this in figure drawing class, my junior year of college, I was like, no, you always draw like this, like where you choke up on the bat, draw like this where you have control. But the whole point here is that you're using your whole arm and you're seeing things in a bigger frame. You're seeing more of the whole thing because you're just trying to get down what you want it to look like on the page. So I've already done this, but like I said, I erased the first video. So I'm just kind of recreating it. So what I'm doing here is I'm just getting down where I want everything to go on the page. The composition, which is an important word. Composition just means how everything is arranged on the page and getting it down. And like I said, I already did this, but I'm just kind of recreating it. So it looks kind of trashy and junky, and that's just because that's the way I normally, I've already done it. But normally I take a little bit more time and effort, but just to go ahead and get you an idea of what that first step looked like before I started doing just that part. So it's kind of hard to see, it's kind of hard to demonstrate, but there's a very sketchy line here where you can see how I put everything on the page. And what I do is I kind of erase that as I go if I'm drawing with pencil. And then I start really digging in and pressing hard and choking up when I'm going over this part. So I'm going to zoom ahead a little bit. I'm trying not to erase it this time, and go ahead and get the drawing finished and then start coloring. Okay. So here's a progress shot here of my ice dragon. And you can see that it's not like the original image too much, but I'm using it as influence. I'm using it as inspiration, and I just want my own guy to be, have his own thing. Try to think about snow and think about icicles. Think about scales, frozen scales, all that kind of stuff when I'm doing all the details here. So I'm going to zoom ahead here. So here I have my ice dragon drawing. I'm pretty happy with it. I got to do some fun things with texture, thinking about crystals and how when you're frozen, you obviously are frozen and you're standing still, thinking about like statues and icicles, how they drip, snowflakes, all that stuff. These are all things that are going through my head as I'm drawing. You might not actually see it in the drawing, but that's kind of how my mind is working when I'm doing a drawing. And like I said, is it my favorite drawing I've ever done? No. There's things I like about it and things that I don't. But the whole thing I think with drawing is that maybe just art in general too is you're always going to have ones you don't like. And if you don't like it, that's okay. You learn something hopefully and you're just moving on to the next. And hopefully by, say for instance, if you did 10 drawings, and there were half of them you thought were pretty cool, and then the other half were like, I don't really like these. You still have 5 really good drawings that you like. So that's kind of a numbers game, something to think about when you're drawing. So like I said, is it my favorite drawing? Nah, not my favorite drawing. But like I said, I like it, and I think I'm going to just do the best I can with it and try to make it a finished sketch. Okay, so here is the drawing of the dragon. So, like I said, not my favorite drawing I've ever done in my entire life, but overall, pretty happy with the way it looks. I'm going to maybe add a little bit more shading, a little more value with pencil, and then I'm going to go ahead and color it with my cool colors, my markers. So, because I'm using these Crayola thick markers, the ones you get when you're in kindergarten, the basic ones, they're not so good at establishing value or shading. So what I'm kind of noticing here is, as I'm doing my own drawing here that I didn't plan for, is that I'm kind of just outlining my pencil sketch and then trying to put a little bit of value. But here's a progress shot of the color, and we'll see how it develops. So here I have my ice dragon coming along nicely, and I'm getting pretty close to done here. I don't know a whole lot more I want to do on this guy. I do want to go ahead, and since I do have these big fat markers, which are good at laying in color in a big area pretty quickly, I'm going to go ahead and do some sort of background. I'm not sure what, and we'll see how it turns out. So I added some value with my trusty pencil, darkened some stuff up, and I think I'm ready to go ahead and put that background in right about now.